Alright guys, what's up? It's your boy. And I'm gonna be did some exploring around the world and I wanna show people how to get your second element. So it turns out that the main characters don't only just get wind. They can actually take on a number of elements from the different gods out there, including Geo. So this is the earth element. Um Now, as you can see, I've traveled pretty far throughout the game so far. Um, and honestly, in truth, if you want to get this element, the first place you want to go to would be, you zoom in some, here. This will be the spot right here. But and in truth, yeah, here we go. It'll be this one. So this will be the first spot that you're able to interact with another element, another, like, pretty much a totem of another element. Now, um, one thing to keep in mind: there are only two elements in the game. We have Geo and we have Wind, and that's because the rest of these places are locked out to where you can't get to them. Um, for example, as you can see, how this looks over here, you pretty much are cut off, right? This little red line right here is simplifying where you cannot go. Um, I know that because when I was over here, actually, and I was at the waterfall, I couldn't get up the waterfall by going around. I could no longer go around. So this red line signifies where you are currently stuck between. Um, so yeah, basically we have two different elemental kingdoms. We have the Wind Kingdom, which is probably comprised of this upper area and this area right here, and it stays the Wind Kingdom until about when you reach this point where you get to your first Earthstone statue, and then it pretty much turns to Earth, and from there on down, it seems to be Earth. Um, I'm currently about to make my way up to this area, and I believe it's still Geo as far as I know. But yeah. So the easy thing is that if you want to just switch back, you could easily do things like you can just click on whichever one you want. You teleport there, and after you teleport to that statue, you're pretty much going to have the ability to. Oops, statue of the seven. Oh, it doesn't tell me what the statue is. Okay, let me see if any of the other ones do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still Geo though. After you teleport, and you have a extra option that asks you to resonate with that certain god, and when you resonate, you will obtain your next element. So I'm guessing in future updates we're going to get more elements such as cryo, because we know the cryo kingdom exists out there. Um, so we're going to have more things like cryo, things like lightning or fire. But yeah, pretty much right now I would still say that for right now I would rather stick with wind, which I'm going to go back and go get. Um, Earth is a different type of element. That's all I'm gonna say. The ultimate on it is fairly good. I don't feel like this move is specifically the best. I don't exactly know what it does either, but yeah, and that's how you get your second element, or pretty much how you go through and get all your elements. So yeah, you start exploring the map, and you end up finding out more places. The map is actually pretty big. Um, I thought this was the entire map, but to know that this is only between two different of the kingdoms of the seven, and knowing that there possibly might be an eighth, considering that each kingdom is of an element, and out of the elements, the that void god, whatever that god is, um, I don't think they fit into an actual element that we have. So it could possibly be eight. But another funny thing to mention is that the the god that stops you in the beginning of the game, the reason why I call her void god is because she looks exactly like the what is it, the Herish of Void, the Herish of Void from Honkai Impact 3, and she looks like an exact replica of the character, pretty much to the T. And besides that, she even has the same voice actor. So it's pretty crazy. I find it pretty funny because the Herish of Void in Honkai Impact 3 probably only looks different because of the fact that which the Herish of Void is actually supposed to be like the greatest god of all the other Herishes. And one thing to notice is mention is that in Honkai Impact 3, becoming the Herish of Void, or possibly, actually no, I have that wrong. Scratch that. I forgot the Herish of Void is the one right before, I believe, the last one, which is that I think there's the Herish of Void, and then there's a god that's one god that's above that. Like they all have different Herishes. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there is one god that's supposed to be above all of them, and the main character pretty much becomes that. So it could be. I don't know. It's pretty weird because another thing to mention is that uh, the Herishes are pretty much just reincarnations when they're inside of Honkai. So like the person takes on the essence and becomes the new Herish, where so their look would change along with it. And if that's the case, the Herish that we see could easily be like one of the ones in the past, and this can actually have both of these games tied together for all we know, because we do know that the main character came from a different world. But outside of that rant, yeah, that's pretty much how you get your second power or whatnot. For those of you who want to test out having a second power on your main, I think this opens up a whole lot more possibilities because of the fact that really a lot of people don't seem to like the main and they don't put him in their team. Specifically because he's just wind, and one of the best wins right now is Venti, aka Barbados, aka God Alma. But yeah, with a character like that as a win, or future characters as wins, the main character doesn't seem as much as a good fit. But with being that we might able to be able to get better elements, I would say that the elements might even I wouldn't say become better, but the attacks that we get might become better along with how we progress through the game to get these stronger elements. So I will be catching you guys later. This is VO signing out. Peace.